Okay, hello and welcome to a new randomised gaming stream. I will be your host, Random Gamer Riven, and here we are with Kirby's Air Ride on the Nintendo Gamecube. Probably one of the most underrated races on the system, and an absolutely fantastic game that I originally purchased way back into, when was this released? 2003, 2004? It's 2005. 2004. This was a fantastic game. It was originally intended as a Nintendo N64 game, but ended up getting moved to the GameCube. It did come out with a bit of a lackluster release when it did release. I always remember going in to buy this because I got Gotcha Force on the same day, and both those games are now worth a little bit. They were both really good games. I said at the time, I said these are really good games. They won't get the recognition they deserve, and both will probably flop. And sadly, they did. But both really are. If you've got a Nintendo Gamecube, I can highly recommend Gotcha Force, and I can highly recommend Kirby's Air Ride. What makes Kirby's Air Ride so unique is just the sheer volume of modes and all the extras to unlock. There's an absolute ton of extras, and many of them required you to unlock via a special grid system where there are hidden requirements on lots of the different stages and modes. You need to do special things, and basically you can unlock them by just finding them, or there's a special grid system where as you unlock them it gives you hints towards how to unlock some of the other ones. So I'm going to have a go through and play all three modes. So you've got Air Ride, as you can see there. This is basically your standard tournament racing mode structure. You've got Top Ride, which is basically reminds me a lot of Super Skid Marks, Super Off-Road, the old sort of games like that. And then you've got City Trial, which is it's basically an open arena thing where you try and build you grab basically any car you can and drive around a city for a limited number of minutes, and there's a whole adventure of things to find within the city that you can just keep replaying and replaying. This did also support the LAN. As you can see, there is the LAN option there, but it can't be used because we don't have the broadband adapter. So I'm going to start with a look at Air Ride. So just double check the options. There wasn't much. I think you've got a movie viewer, yeah. I'm going to be inundated with tutorial movies when I start, so I'll just let them play out. So yeah, settings, laps, damage. You've got the how to play, but I'll ignore that. They're just tutorial movies. So but I'll let this first tutorial movie play out, just shows you the game mode. Float just above the surface of the ground. But if you press A, the machine will slide. This is called a boost. But be careful, reckless use of boosts will not help you. While you're taking a curve, press A to boost, slide, and then dash forward. You charge up power during the boost. While you're charging, aim where you want to go, then release A to do a dash boost. Try driving over surfaces, power-ups, and using boost. Hit jumps to soar into the sky, elevated by pressing down on the C stick. Press forward on the control stick for tilt to do a quick spin. When your foes are nearby, press A to swallow. Just be wary of the copy ability. Fire, wheel, sword, plasma, bomb, needle, wing, sleep. If you fell an opponent, you'll speed up slightly. Lots of different courses. There are also many machines. Learn the courses and the machines and race to the goal. That tutorial movie actually goes a bit quick for me to say everything. So there are a few secret tracks and things. There are lots of vehicles to unlock. As I recall, you have to unlock each of the vehicles for all the different modes. So if you unlock them in one mode, you won't unlock them in another. what makes this different to other races is this has a very unique control system. You just basically literally have to sort of glide as you go along, so... And a lot of your actual speed boost come from actually taking corners. It's quite unique, so basically your main things is to try and get elevated via gliding. Like that. And that way you can get boost when you dive down. Now a lot of the abilities are actually automatic as well. I didn't actually press anything to attack a little bit earlier. We see they're very fast-paced, very smooth, and very, very good-looking GameCube game. They did stylize it slightly, so it has remained and still looks very good. In fact, I always remember at the time thinking this was better than Mario Kart Double Dash, and even playing it, I felt this was more accessible than F-Zero GX. And to me, this is perhaps probably the most balanced of the three races. F-Zero GX is probably the best racer, but I think... But that was very hardcore. In fact, F-Zero GX is brutally hard towards the end of the campaign. So unlocking everything is just something most users will never do. And that, as an awful lot of F-Zero GX is behind locks in-game, so there's so much content locked out, many people will just never get to see all of F-Zero GX as a result because the game was just too hard. Something like this is much betterly balanced. So here we go with the reward system, and that gives you hints to where other hidden bonuses are. So I'm going to do a couple of stages. Let's go through Magma. Beanstalk Park. This was quite a good one. See, what's cool about this one's all the beanstalks you can ride on as you go through. Some really, really great track design in this. Very, very fun. Just really lovely looking. And just a whole lot of... It just looks fun and entertaining. And you don't get... It's rare to get a racing game with this type of sort of windy, really interesting track design. So it really is fun to play Kirby's Air Ride. There's just no other racer quite like it. So many routes and passages as well to take. So every time you literally race around each track, you can take different routes, and it just feels like a different course each time. And then, as you can probably hear playing away, there is an absolutely fantastic orchestrated score. Probably one of the very best Kirby soundtracks as well. Okay, let's do machine passages. See, there's a real difference between all the different designs. This is sort of more tech design. You've got the magma, the ice one. I'll try and get through most of the stages. I'll stay for about an hour tonight, so we'll do it for about 10:30, just showing you all the various modes. We have previously done a video on the channel, but that was quite some time ago, and the quality is nowhere near as good as what this would be now. I'll probably look at doing a newer video on the channel as well. Maybe at some point I'd like to do a proper playthrough, although you'd have to do a playthrough of each of the different modes separately, because playing through the whole game in one sitting and doing everything is actually very challenging. So basically the aim of the A boost, oh, should have gone the other way there. The aim of the A boost is to basically do it as you turn corners to get a speed advantage, like here. Oh, just took the lead there. Now just let the replay play for a second. Okay, that's called taking a quick tea break to get my cup of tea. Yes, that's one thing I can say about us British. We are big fans of tea. So that was the machine. You can see there, I've unlocked some more hints and special things that you can unlock. And this allows you to unlock additional vehicles. In fact, there's loads, as I said, there's loads of those special ones. So I'll probably do one more and then I'll jump onto one of the other modes. Maybe I'll do a couple. I might try and get... Oh, yes, I have unlocked. Let's do... What was that? That is the Wagon Star. You see there's an absolute huge variety of vehicles in this one. It's absolutely lovely selection, all with their own sort of charm. This really does have a lot of charm, Kirby's Air Ride. It really is such a wonderful game. I just wish it sold better. I wish it was actually given a Switch update now these days. I think basically I think Nintendo released it at a bad point in the GameCube's life. By the time it arrived, it was firstly it's stuck in the middle of, because as I recall, F-Zero GX, Mario Kart Double Dash and this all got released in a relatively similar time span, which was just Nintendo making some really poor decisions, because of course one of them was always going to lose out. Really they needed to be a sort of a year apart, unfortunately. And I really wish Nintendo would re-release it now, the more modern version, or at least get it converted to Switch. I think at the time the other factor was it wasn't reviewed that well. I think it was harshly reviewed in some magazines, and I think that inevitably didn't. But Kirby, unfortunately, he's always had a case of he's not necessarily always been that popular with some people, and so he's one of those characters that weirdly I think suffered because some people like him and some people don't. And all his games are absolutely fantastic. I would highly recommend just about every game. Unlike Mario and Zelda, he's really not had any duffers at all. He's had a much more original and more interesting run as well. Aside from Kirby Twinkle... Oh, I can't think of the name. Kirby's Epic Yarn, which should have actually been called Twinkle's Epic Yarn, but they shoehorned Kirby in. That's the only... I mean, still a great game, Kirby's Epic Yarn, but it's just that they shoehorned Kirby into a game that was supposed to have another character. And that's one of my pet hates, as we discussing the other day on the Tomb Raider, where they did something similar. But I think overall this really is a game worth another crack of the whip, so to speak. I would really like to see this with widescreen and brought to the Switch at some point. It's certainly, I think, a game that would do really well. I just think it didn't necessarily, I think it got released at a bad time on the GameCube. But there's a lot of fun, a lot of really great visuals. It's such a lovely game that the whole family can play. It's 4-player, so you can all play together. It's that perfect sort of Nintendo game they did at this point. Let's do Sky Sands and before I move on to the other modes. But you see the track designs really vary. It just looks lovely as well, as I keep mentioning. And each of the tracks have their own themes. They're all very memorable. This is what good arcade track style racing's like. It's a shame this wasn't actually an arcade game. This really probably should have been. It really is a really well done racer, and this gets that sort of Daytona and Sega Rally track design spot on, where each track is very, very memorable, each track is very unique, and that's how you do a really good arcade racer. That's why I actually don't necessarily like sort of modern racers, because serious and realistic racers are always quite bland. The tracks are just real courses, and real courses are actually all very similar to one another. Sure, they've got different turns, races, but they can be. Certainly if you look at the F1 in Formula 1, it can be a little bit bland with some of the track designs, whereas something like this, you've got very unique tracks where everything's a bit different, and of course you can do things that you can't have in the real world. On top of, as I mentioned, an absolutely fantastic score. Every time, this is one of the things to play this game, just to listen to the music. It really is just phenomenal. You see here, this track's got some very unique designs with the sand. You've got the crabs in the sand that you can hit to be boosted up. Boosting these. You've got sand traps there. Oh, I missed that one again. So we can try and hit that speed boost. And we've got this sort of whirlwind section as well as we're going around. Can I get into first? No, I'm not going to make it. Oh no, I've lost my second as well. You see, that is a wonderful, wonderful racing game. And I would actually say any aspiring developers or anyone who wants to do racing, just look at something like this. It's original, it's interesting. It may not have been that successful, but I think you could take a lot away from this. I think this is one of those games, I think if it was released, let's say at the start of the Switch, it would be a phenomenal success. But as like when it was released on the Gamecube, it didn't do particularly well because I think it came at a bad period. So let's do the top ride, and let's see if this one can narrate the whole of this one. View the action from above in Top Ride. It's a mini racing game set on tiny courses. Careful, there are two machines. Tilt where you want to go. 3-star. Steer star, tilt left or right to steer. Use A just like in Air Ride. Press A to boost, charge up while sliding, then boost. You can also do quick spins. If you pick up an item, you can do various things. Four players race on one screen. Race through 7 courses. I would question some of the English used in that, the terminology, the various. So yeah, I can check which. Actually, no, I'll use the 3-star tilt train. I'm not having much luck with power-ups, the AI seems to be getting them instead. But again, let's see, this top ride is very different to the standard one and has an awful lot of charm. Really, really great game. I think I'm actually going to just play through all of these because this is quite a quick mode. And I believe this has its own set of unlocks and rewards as well. Do the steer style. This will be the sort of left or right control. Ooh. Oh, that's right, the track in this one changes as you play, like the monsters. Ooh. Oh, hit by Wisp guy. Will-O-Wisp, that's his name. He's one of the dominant Kirby villains. He's been in almost all the games, but that's the thing, you do get most of the villains. I seem to recall King Dedede and Meta Knight were actually playable. Just briefly humming the music. It's such a great, as I said. Yes, so each of the 3 rides had their own modes. So there were an awful lot of unlocks to get in this game, as you had to get everything from all 3 modes. And back when I was younger, I actually did them all. Some years now. Oh, that wasn't a good first lap. So I can catch up. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Oh no, I'm stunned. Oh, yeah, I'm back in the lead. Yeah, let's let you take that with the drill. Come on, get in there, Kirby. Come on, get round. Oh, I can jump over that, can't I? Oh, come on. Yeah, you just ate a jump. Come on, Kirby, go, 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 go! Let's go, go, go! Come on, Kirby. I'm not actually using the... Yes, just did it. And that wasn't actually using the jump that much in that one, or the boost. That was not the best start to that one either, so that was a bit of a recovery. Yeah, stick with the star one. I'll stick with the red vehicle. I wasn't overly keen because it's the left and right controls. So this one really is about timing your boost just right to get that advantage. You see there, I'm absolutely taking the lead once you start getting the boost in with this one. No, don't get stuck. Don't let them catch up. Admittedly, this mode isn't that hard, but it's just actually great fun, and just again, the music just such wonderful to listen to. Okay, that's 5 so far. Let's see if I can make it 7. So we've got 2 stages. Yeah, we've got 7. Go for the next one. What your aim is to try and get away from the pack as much as possible. Because the sooner you get away from the pack, the less chance you have of being caught behind them. And once you get away from the pack, you can then start to take the lead. Because the pack will slow you down because they will bump into you. And also avoid the traps and habits like I did there. Not what I mean, not what I... yeah, don't do what I did there where I flew into the waterfall. Avoid the waterfall this time. Okay, one more to go in the top side. The top ride. Where's top side, top down, looking racing. So, metal. Let's see if I can make this 7 out of 7 wins first time. I mean, yes, I have finished this game before, but it's been some years since I've done it, so... In fact, generally most of the games we play on the channel I've usually finished or played before. Not every time, but yeah, it's a case of remembering how to play some of the games. And a lot of them we actually, when we video, we are generally videoing sort of first run or second run. We generally don't do too much practicing on them. No, I'm not going to lose out. I'm going to make this 5 out of 5. Come on, Kirby. You can do it. Yes. Well, 7 out of 7. So yes, won every single one first place. I've not played this mode in years. Again, such a lovely looking game visually. Now, do we get anything for winning all the races? So, just trying to remember where check top right. So yeah, the checklist. This is the checklist for top right. So top sand shows you, and it gives you hints. So time attack grasped. And you realise all the extras. So that's saying extra rules, diagonal camera angle. So as you see there, you get unlocks and everything, and the aim is to fill out the entire checklist. So you realise you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, 120 there, rather than me counting. So 120. That's an awful lot of extras to unlock. So this game really was a in-depth game, lots of fun, a really great game to play and just unlock everything. Remember, I spent like a day just doing all the top ride stuff originally. The Air Ride and City Trial took much longer. So let's jump into City Trial, which is the sort of big open expanded world mode. Basically, you have a set amount of time and you've basically got to compete to do as much as possible in that time frame. You can find various vehicles to ride. Some had to be assembled via parts, some are complete on the get-go, and you just got to drive around the city and cause as much mayhem as you can in the time frame. City Trial. Race around the city and power up your machine. The first machine you'll use is the Compact Star. Head for any box you can find. Burst them open with a quick spin or boost. Items pop out. Power up your machine. Grey items power you down. Don't touch those. Ow, too bad. Find new air ride machines and try them out. Get off a machine by pressing down and control stick. A and control stick down. But you have to find a machine first. Many events occur in the city. Use them to your advantage. Attack your rivals and steal their items. Time is limited. Move up to the final... What kind of machine will you be able to assemble? High-flying, sturdy, just basic. There are all kinds of contests and the machine will be effective. Who knows? Feel the suspense. You can't actually read this all in time. Use your special machines to win. That's right, there was a special race at the end. That's how you do it. You basically played and then you did a race at the end. But what you did find, like in that intro, it's actually quite hard to read all the text. It goes too fast. So it does point out there are numerous rides everywhere. Some are hidden. There was two legendary vehicles that were really hard to get. Okay, there's a box. Once you know the layout of the city, there were certain items hidden in certain places. Ah, there's a new vehicle. Get off, Kirby. Okay, now I've got a new vehicle. Basically, yeah, you can learn the layout of this. The free ride area, you had to learn the layout. No, get back on, Kirby. I think I'll stick with this vehicle and just cause chaos by driving around the city now and see what I can trigger. There's a whole host of events. I'll see, I'm just riding around the trail tracks as well, which is quite a quick way to get around the city as well. Quite a fun way. We get an idea of how big this whole area is. Yeah, let's go up the flaming mountain. You can cause the mountain to erupt, as I recall. I think it's shown in the intro as well. Okay, Kirby, where's the vehicle? Are you riding the vehicle? Okay, yep, there we go. Into the port. Yes. Yeah, some of the boxes were quite time limited. And the legendary cars were incredibly hard to get. In fact, they were really more luck than skill, because basically you had to find 3 random parts throughout the city. You didn't get long and they changed. Oh, there was another vehicle up there. See if I can get back to it. See which vehicle that was. But I think that red and yellow box you might have seen might have been the special one. Another red box there. Is that? No, slow down. Where was that red box? Oh. Yeah, you get the idea. I'm not going anywhere. This is just crazy, isn't it? Ah, yes, it was. So basically, those red and yellow boxes are that's a part of one of the legendary machines. Now, I'm not going to get all 3 parts in this run, but basically, you have to just look out for them and just keep looking for those legendary parts. So yeah, I missed out on a legendary box a little bit earlier. Oh, there's Wheelie. As you play, more cars do become available as well. As you'll see that the AI will find them. Oh, no, I want to keep that. I don't want... I think actually the standard power-ups did add to your characters like speed and... Oh, here we go. Right, so here's the race at the end of City Trial where we compete to see. So yeah, there's mine. I didn't actually get that many power-ups. I probably should have got some more. So my HP, defense, glide, yeah, the standard compact Scar guy's actually got the most to player 4. So I'm player 1, CPU 4. Oh yes, you got a special. It wasn't just a race. Someone's got a race. Pull off your best jump. Okay, that was not so good. Right, let's try that again. Let's not screw this one up. I've got a feeling I don't have much on the way of glide. That was terrible. So yes, you do have to build your machine right, so you don't know what the end event's going to be. Yeah, he had one of the better glide machines, the player. Yeah, my machine was not a glider. Let's another shot to see what a different machine we can get. The event at the end actually changes randomly, so... Weight up. Yeah, I don't really want weight. That was probably the one you don't want. Oh, Kirby, don't go to sleep on me. Actually, let's drop out for Wheelie, shall we? Oh, Dragon Weaving. Now, this is more like it, a proper bite. Yeah, we want charge, we don't want weight. Weight just slows us down. Ah, this is the green. Is that? Ah, so the red boxes don't always give special parts. It's random what they give. Yeah, that was the legendary ones were incredibly hard to get, because you basically have to find their parts just lying around and hope the boxes contained them. There's some glides. Did I get that glide power up? This will feel like a proper Kirby wearing this on this proper bike. I see a dark valley with raging rapids. Ah, yes, so it gives you a prediction on the stadium. Yeah, we don't want weight. Nope. Get rid of the bomb, Kirby. So yeah, you should look out for the stadium predictions as well to get an idea of what might be coming. think it's going to be a race one when it's a dark valley. Might be wrong. Just trying to see if I can get to this event at the minute, but I think... I think it was somewhere in the rapids. And yeah, lots of things to crash through as well. So, not doing too bad. I would like to have got that vent. They do a spice. Oh, yes, defense, glide. Yeah, you want that glide. Come on, get that. Okay, so at least we've got a bit more. So, time up. We'll see what the event we get is. Now, if this is another flying one, I will be. So, ooh, -1 on the turn. Ooh. Oh, a straight up speed battle. I might not be doing too badly at this then. He says as the other guy zooms front. Oh, yeah. Come on. Oh! You cheat! You absolute cheat, AI! I demand a replay! Open up the pitfall in the forest. I'm disappointed with that. So I won't actually do another city trial. I'll quickly jump back into the main mode to show you a few of the other races we haven't done before I finish. I don't think we'll get them all now. I'll probably do one more race. Let's do one more classic air ride. He's got 3 run as well. He's got time attack. Didn't do Celestial Valley. Oh yeah, Celestial Valley is the one with the waterfall. This is a really nice looking course. I did unlock another vehicle. Cruise stop. Well, I do have to remember all the vehicles control slightly differently. And this one doesn't only let you turn when you hold down the A button. Yeah, so if you look, it pauses and horrible vehicle. This one's literally crashing you against the side. Yeah, each of the vehicles was very different, and some were not what you would use to win races. You see that lovely little rapid section on this maze. Really, just to ride this bit here. Really nice looking section again. Really, I mean, it's really, even on the Switch you wouldn't complain about the visuals. You'd be like, oh, it's a lovely looking game. Despite the fact this is over, well, getting up to close to 20 years old now. About 18 years old. 18, 17. Certainly doesn't look it. I think there are games I can play on the 360 that have aged much more worse. But you can track down a copy and get it for a reasonable price. Actually, the Japanese version's not too bad. It's mainly the Western version. And these days, GameCube's relatively easy with an action replay to play import games, or something like Swish as we've been using now, which actually forces this, because you'll notice this game's been running in progressive scan, and we've used, basically the PAL version for this doesn't have progressive scan in. It was removed. And with Swish, you can force the game to run in progressive scan mode. Which also makes it a lot kinder on the streaming, because streaming interlaced footage does not go down too well, because it has to use a lot higher bit rate for the interlacing. Let's do checkered. Let's do one last run on Checkered Night, and then I'll finish. So have you enjoyed my commentary? Have you enjoyed this stream as we look back over Kirby's Air Ride? I'll probably do a channel video at 4K again, because I know there's an older video on the channel, but this is quite out of date now. We need more modern video. Although I suspect when this comes to the playback, because of how streams are, the bitrate may not be quite as nice as if we did a 4K video. And this is a fast-paced game, so you're going to want a high bitrate for this. But yeah, each of the vehicles handles very differently, so you may like some, you may not like others. But that was the charm about this. Everything had its place, set and feeling. I'm just humming along to the another of the classic Kirby tunes. You can see they're just driving through the night sky. It's just really wonderful stage design, absolutely fantastic. The courses in this are just brilliant. This is one game, yeah, if they don't do a port, a sequel would be very welcome. see how big this track is. It's a massive track. So much variety as well. We've got some really nice colour change, like goes from day to night and all sorts. And I should have sucked wheelie in there. Let's hit one of my buddies. I don't want to win this. And I got a turn. Oh, no, I'm doing a U-turn. Probably come last now in this one. Ooh, I should be boosting around these corners. Oh well. Okay, which of the air ride courses haven't I done? If we've got a load left, I will not. Is it just Beanstalk? Yeah, we did Celestial, we've done side scans. Okay, so just a hidden one, and alright, I'll do Frozen Hill and wrap it up after that. I had to do the Wagon Star again. Kirby literally driving a HUV or something. And that's the AI also uses the vehicles you've unlocked as well. I don't believe it can use vehicles until you've unlocked them. If I play this again at some point, I will dig out our save file of all the vehicles unlocked and everything. Probably should actually just do like literally do a run of all the stages of all the different vehicles. I don't know how well I'm going to do on this one as well. I don't know what I'm going to do. Second, third. And there we go, second place. Okie dokie, that is Kirby's Air Ride. And I said that's a fantastic GameCube game. If you ever get a chance to play it, I highly recommend it. It's only one of the best races you can have with 4 friends. And I'd actually say I enjoy it a lot more than Mario Kart Double Dash and probably F-Zero. I think F-Zero, it's like I said, it's a better game for casual or more relaxed players. F-Zero GX is a brilliant game, but you really do have to concentrate on it. But yes, Kirby's Air Ride, fantastic game. Very good fun. So if you've liked this live stream, please do let us know. Please do like, do the comments. You know the drill by now. Let us know what you want. Let us know what you want to see in our future streams. We will be doing. I'll be doing streaming regularly for the foreseeable future on weekdays, and we'll be doing a fight night stream on the Friday. Me and Dragoon will be doing some verse matches. So I'll actually set that. I'll probably set up both streams tomorrow for the fight night and tomorrow's stream as well. Bye, I've been your host, Random Gamer Riven. If you like this content, then as always, please do hit that like button. It does help with the rankings, etc. on YouTube. And of course, if you really like our content and want to keep watching our content, please hit the sub button. I have been your host, Random Gamer Riven. Thank you for streaming with us.